I have my handy dandy recipe notebook, so you already know what time it is. Welcome to my channel. This is Minnie Moving Mountains. My name is Minnie, and this is my series called Minnie Meals. Disclaimer, I am not a professional chef, nor am I a nutritionist. I'm just a girl in her moo who cooks every night for her husband, so I can teach you how to cook, change up your meals for the week, or just give you something positive to watch. There is no fancy lighting. I just use a craft light. There's no fancy editing. I do this in one cut. And there's no fancy makeup or filters. Just me showing you the things that I'm passionate about, which is cooking and baking, my weight loss journey, and crafting. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026, meal number 126. Today, I'm making shrimp cakes with spicy mayo, garlic ginger rice, cucumber salad, and chili peanuts. So when I cook, I do turn around the camera because I assure you, there is nothing fancy going on here. I just want to focus on what you came here for, which is to learn how to cook. So let's move mountains together and let's get cooking. Here are the ingredients for today's recipe. Now remember, I just cook for my husband and I, so if you have a family that's bigger than ours, you would double, triple, or quadruple the recipe. On today's episode, you're going to need shrimp that has been finely diced, cucumbers that have been quartered, 3/4 cup of jasmine rice, 1 cup of tempura batter, scallions finely chopped. This is 1/8 cup of ginger scallion paste, cilantro finely chopped. This is non-chom sauce. It is very spicy. I have something called MCAS, which is multi-cell activation syndrome. So this is something that would flare me up, but traditionally this is what the recipe calls for. You can also use sweet chili sauce. This is 1/8 cup of French's fried onions, peanuts that have been finely chopped, and this is 1/8 cup of spicy mayonnaise. To our stovetop, we got a couple things going on here. So I have 1/3 pan filled with oil that's getting heated up. You're going to need a small pot with a lid, and then you're going to need 1 large burner. To a medium pot on medium heat, you're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. While we wait for our butter to melt, let's go ahead and make our cucumber salad. You're going to add your cucumbers, shallots. If you can tolerate it, this is where you would add your num chum sauce, but I'm going to add sweet chili sauce. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. You are then going to mix well and then set aside until ready to serve. Once your butter has melted, you're going to add your jasmine rice, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and 1 1/4 cup of water. Bring this to a boil. Give it a little mix so the rice doesn't stick to the bottom. Bring this to a boil. Once your rice has come to a boil, you're going to mix it one more time so the rice doesn't stick to the bottom. Reduce your heat to low. Cover. My white timer is for my stovetop. You're going to cook the rice on low for 15 minutes. For your shrimp cakes, you're going to season your shrimp with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, garlic powder, and paprika. For my husband and I, there's only 2 of us, so we're gonna use 1/2 cup of the tempura batter. But if you have a family that's bigger than ours, you'll use a full cup, and 1/2 of your ginger scallion paste. Mix well and make sure everything is incorporated, and then you're going to form these into patties. Once your oil has heated up, you're going to drop your shrimp into the oil and fry for 2 minutes. Once they have cooked on the first side, you're going to flip them over and then cook the bottom side for 1 minute. Once fritters have cooked, you're going to line them on a paper towel. Once your rice has finished cooking, you're going to fluff with a fork. You're going to add the remainder of the scallion ginger paste. Mix well. And dinner is served. Time to plate. And just like that, you made a home-cooked meal. Good job. I'm going to turn around the camera so we can chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode. It's truly an honor and privilege to be able to cook with you guys. For this meal, you'll be able to find it on my website, which is www.minniemeals.com. Long-form content is found on my YouTube channel and Facebook at Minnie Salvan. Short-form content is on my TikTok, Lemonade, or Instagram at Minnie Moving Mountains. If you need to buy a car, you can find me at Minnie Moving Motors or Sunrise Volkswagen of Fort Pierce. Let's move mountains together, and what should I make next? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.